Hello guys, The Bachelor. It's like my one real guilty pleasure show. The season starts and I'm watching it with my roommate who's never seen the show before. And the first thing he says is like, yo, how come there's 30 gorgeous women going after this one kind of average white guy? I told my roommate, just wait till you see him for 10 minutes on camera. You're also gonna fall in love with him. So show starts. What are we gonna start with? More aviation puns than you thought you ever needed. Then guess who shows up? Hannah B from last season. And there's this big thing oh, do you think she's gonna be back in the house? No, she just shows up to drop off this little pendant thing that Peter gave her last season. So it's this big tease. We're going into the cocktail hour. Everyone's getting their time with Peter, one-on-one, probably a couple minutes. Except for this other girl, Hannah S. She's just stealing Peter. So she ended up going with him 3 times. And this really annoys me about the show. I wish that at least give the girls each one chance to talk to the guy. Hannah S gets first impression rose. Then boom, we go to first rose ceremony. Guess who gets the last rose? My girl, Victoria F. Yes! Yes! Next day, here we go. We're moving on to the group date. And then they have this competition to see who's gonna have one-on-one time with Peter. So it gets down to this tricycle race, and they have this path to go through. And one girl's doing the path, and the other girl just goes straight through. And the one who goes straight through somehow wins. I don't understand how there's no referee. She clearly cheated, and the other girl called her out, but no one cared. And then Peter just went on a date with her, which I thought it might have been the time for him to be yo, sorry, you had to do the course. I mean, isn't he a pilot? Wouldn't there be you have to fly not in other people's paths and stuff? Whatever, so be it. The girl actually won is a girl that met Peter once before, so she had a tiny little advantage going into this thing. Skip ahead and we go over to the first solo date, and this was given to this girl, Madison. But for this date, his parents are renewing their vows. Could you imagine you just met someone who's also dating 25 other people, and now you're meeting their whole extended family and basically going to his mom's wedding? So then we go to the next group date. How do we start a date? Well, you know what? If it wasn't awkward enough to have a first date with my extended family, how about I have my next date with my ex-girlfriend telling all of my new girlfriends how we used to have sex? What? And Peter's there just and then boom, Hannah starts crying. Peter goes to see her. I realize why this episode was 3 hours now. She gets a full hour. She's having a sob fest. We have pretty much a reunion show. You already broke Peter's heart once. He finally has an opportunity with all these other great girls to meet someone new, and you're coming back just to put this weird taste in his mouth. Of course, Peter's I wasn't your first choice. I wasn't even your second choice. You can't just go down the line. Hannah, you're a celebrity. You could be with anyone you want. Peter's on The Bachelor. You just let him be for a second. And he's would you want to come back to the house? What does she say? I don't know. Why are you here? You came back to tell him you're done with him, to then come back again to say in front of his new girlfriends that you used to sleep with him, to come back again and start crying because you miss him, but say that you're not sure if you want him back. Hannah! Leave the man alone. This is the most clear example of someone playing with someone's emotions I've ever seen. I don't know how Hannah gets away with not being portrayed as more of a villain. So then they just leave it on a cliffhanger where you don't know if Hannah's gonna come back in the house or not, but you kind of assume that she is. But my God, Hannah, please give it up.